Okay, you understood the buying power very well, and it is the only way to get wealthier. But the next question is how to measure buying power? Yes, the only measure we can use is inflation. Inflation and buying power are brothers. Imagine that this year one unit bread costs $10. 1 year later, in 12 months, the cost of the bread has risen to $20. Think like there was some kind of energy crisis in the world and producing bread became so hard. This means that we have 100% inflation in the cost of making breads. Of course, new questions are coming into our minds. How to find out real inflation? After all, our lives not depending on one single unit of bread, of course. We have all kinds of living costs, bills, rents, utilities, and so on. The first source of inflation is official government numbers. And the second source is the street inflation, the real people who experience the real inflation. You can use trading economics or any website to find out yearly inflation numbers. As you can see here in July 2024, the yearly inflation in the United States was 2.9%. Not bad at all for a developed country. Now check out Turkey. It is a massive 61.78% inflation in 1 year. This is just an insane and a crazy number. The problem is I personally never trust government numbers because in my opinion, their calculation methods are flawed and not presenting the real people's experiences. For example, in Turkey, there are private organizations who measure street inflation with the data of real people. ENAG is a private Turkish institute that also measures the inflation. According to them, the inflation is not 61%, but around 100%, which is 1.7 times more than what the government declared. United States is no different at all. I use Reddit, local chat rooms, and gather all the information about inflation in the United States. What I notice is, in the USA, people experience 5 to 15% inflation at least per year. It can be even more depending on where you live. So it is like 5 times more than the official government numbers. At the end, determining the perfect and certain inflation is impossible because every person has a different lifestyle and spending. Your inflation and my inflation will not be 100% the same. But our government numbers are way below our experiences. This brings us to the next goal in investing. We must try to beat the real inflation, street inflation every single year, rather than government inflation to increase our buying power.